Narendra Modi to inaugurate Kartavya Path in New Delhi, to also unveil statue of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. Conference on implementation of National Education Policy 2020 held in Assam. Governor, Chief Minister and VCs of many universities present. Meghalaya Residents Safety and Security Act to be implemented in 7 localities of East Khasi Hills. In Arunachal, 10th session of 7th Assembly concludes today. Important resolutions and bills passed by the August House. Assam Chief Minister joins the nation to pay tribute to Huda Kantha Dr. Bhupen Hazarika on his 96th birth anniversary. Very good evening, viewers, and a warm welcome to Northeast News Bulletin. I'm Chongam Lathumra, and now the stories in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate the Kartavya Path, a stretch of the central vista from the Rashtrapati Bhavan to India Gate. It symbolizes a shift from erstwhile Rajpath being an icon of power to Kartavya Path being an example of public ownership and empowerment. The entire stretch has been revamped under the Modi government's ambitious Central Vista redevelopment project. On the occasion, Modi will also unveil the statue of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose at India Gate. The jet black granite statue, measuring a total of 28 feet, will be placed under the canopy near India Gate. These steps are in line with Prime Minister's second Panch Pran for New India in Amrit Kal to remove any trace of colonial mindset. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said, apart from building health infrastructure, the government is equally focusing on spreading awareness about preventive care for various illness. Addressing a mega medical camp organized at Olpat in Surat through video conferencing today, Prime Minister said better health is a gateway for better future. He said the government is giving utmost priority to health and encouraging people's participation in the health sector. He informed that the number of medical colleges in the state has increased from 11 to 31 in the past 20 years. Chief Minister Bhupendra Patel, State BJP President C.R. Patel were present on the occasion. The second India
एकजुटता के आगे बेहतर स्वास्थ्य, बेहतर भविष्य का मार्ग बताता है। इसी सोच के साथ बीते वर्षों में हमने हेल्थ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के साथ-साथ जन जागरूकता पर, बीमारियों से बचाव पर, बीमारियों को गंभीर होने से रोकने पर विशेष बल दिया है। आज पूरे गुजरात में भी मल्टी स्पेशलिटी अस्पतालों का सशक्त नेटवर्क तैयार हुआ है। पिछले 2 दशकों में मेडिकल कॉलेज 11
The second India-Japan 22 ministerial dialogue began in Tokyo today. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, along with External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar, held talks with Japanese Minister of Defence Yasukazu Hamada and Japanese Minister of Foreign Affairs Yoshimasa Hayashi. Rajnath Singh said this year, India and Japan are celebrating 70 years of diplomatic relations, and both nations are honoured to hold an event to commemorate this in December in New Delhi, where personnel from both the ground forces will come together. He said today's meeting demonstrates the strength of India-Japan special strategic and global partnership. The External Affairs Minister said the strategic aspects of the relationship have gained in new meaning in recent years. During the 22 dialogue, both sides will review bilateral cooperation across domains and chart out the way forward.
Significant in elevating the India-Japan relationship. India stands in solidarity with the people of Japan as they recover from this loss. Excellencies, there has been significant progress in our bilateral relations in recent times. Both countries have had a long history of cultural and civilizational ties. As two thriving democracies in Asia, we are pursuing a special strategic and global partnership.
Union Home and Cooperation Minister Amit Shah has said a committee has been constituted to draft national cooperative policy for holistic development. Inaugurating a two-day national conference of state cooperation ministers in New Delhi, Shah said every state will have representation in it and former Union Minister Suresh Prabhu will head the committee. He said the policy's focus area will be free registration, computerization and democratic elections. Meanwhile, the Cooperation Minister said government has decided to establish 3 lakh primary agricultural credit societies in the next 5 years.
125 साल पुराना हमारे यहाँ ये विचार भी है, गतिविधि भी है, संस्कार भी है, परंतु कोई भी गतिविधि हो अगर 50 साल के बाद उसके समय के अनुकूल हम बदलाव नहीं लाते हैं तो धीरे धीरे वो गतिविधि कालबाह्य हो जाती है। इसलिए सर्वांगीण विकास विचार करने के लिए एक सहकारिता नीति को तैयार करने के लिए एक समिति बनाया गया है। सभी राज्यों का उसमें प्रतिनिधित्व है और हमारे देश के पूर्व उद्योग मंत्री और सहकारिता क्षेत्र में जिन्होंने
Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman today said bringing inflation down cannot be the sole responsibility of the centre. She stressed states also play a critical role in management of prices. Inaugurating a conference of Indian Council for Research on International Economic Relation in New Delhi today, Sitharaman said during COVID pandemic, immediately after and till today, handling inflation has become only a subset of handling the economy. She said looking at the context about inflation, particularly since 2020, there are many different factors. In Assam, a conference on implementation of National Education Policy 2020 was organized as a follow-up of the Varanasi conclave at the Administrative Staff College in Guwahati. Speaking at the conference, Governor Professor Jagdish Mukhi said Assam has constituted a committee of selected vice-chancellors to study ways and means to suggest timelines and strategies for the implementation of NEP 2020 in the academic year 2023-24 in the higher education sector in Assam. Further, Chief Minister Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma said state government has already approved the undergraduate and postgraduate programs under the new education policy. He said to enhance the quality education performance in Assam, government is in the process to implement the NEP 2020 with the multidisciplinary courses in the state universities.
Not with the NET, NIRF, Institutional Development Program, National Research Foundation, 3 and 4 years graduate courses, faculty recruitment and development, empowering teachers, conducting cutting-edge research, accessibility and equity, multilinguality, internationalization, the Varanasi conclave and its declarations, so on and so forth.
Department of Higher Education will collaborate with other related development to department to develop skill and training modules to upskill the potential workforce for industry as per market requirement. This will facilitate students with scope of startup ecosystem and entrepreneurial ventures in conjunction with the Sustainable Development Goal of quality education as stated in Assam Agenda 2030. We also have decided to start up four nano incubation centers at Bongaigaon, Silchar, Dibrugarh and Tezpur to encourage the spirit of entrepreneurship, and this shall be operational by the end of this year.
Assam will see a different kind of picture in 2023 or 2024. Now coming back to the policy of education implementing the NEP 2020, Assam government.
In a major development pertaining to the Assam-Arunachal border issue, Deputy Chief Minister of Arunachal Pradesh, Chauna Min, submitted the report of the visit of regional committees of Arunachal and Assam to the bordering areas of Namsai and Lohit districts of Arunachal and Tinsukia district of Assam. The report consists of minutes of the visit. Notably, the visit is a follow-up action of Namsai declaration signed on July 15, 2022, following a discussion with Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma. Both the chief ministers are determined to resolve border issues amicably to maintain peace and social bonhomie between the two states. In Meghalaya, to ensure enhanced security vetting of the tenants and to ensure the safety and security of citizens of the state, Chief Minister Conrad Sangma launched the online portal of the Meghalaya Residents Safety and Security Act, which will be implemented in 7 localities in East Khasi Hills. This is with the aim to prevent anti-social elements from gaining shelter in the state, which might be detrimental to peace and tranquility. Through the portal, the state government will be able to verify and regulate the tenants residing in rented houses in the state. The 7 localities include Nongrim Hills, Lapalang, Nongra, Nongmensong, Pokse, Red Laban and Wadiangleng. Meghalaya Cabinet on Wednesday took several key decisions. The Cabinet approved the issuance of the Code of Criminal Procedure (CRPC) and the Code of Civil Procedure (CPC). Further, the Meghalaya Ropeway Bill 2022, which will lay down the procedures for different passenger or tourist ropeways that are in the pipeline, as well as the Meghalaya State Consumer Protection Mediation Rules 2022, was also approved. Meanwhile, the Meghalaya Goods and Services Tax Bill 2022, the Meghalaya Professions, Trades, Callings and Employments Taxation Amendment Bill 2022 and the Meghalaya Fiscal Responsibility and Budget Management Amendment Bill 2022 will be placed before the Assembly in the upcoming session. In Arunachal Pradesh, the 3-day 10th session of 7th Assembly concluded today. Chief Minister Pema Khandu said the Arunachal Legislative Assembly maintained high tradition of debate and discussion during this session. He also thanked all the members for their cooperation in passage of many important resolutions and bills. Meanwhile, on Wednesday, the Arunachal Pradesh Goods and Services Tax First Amendment Bill 2022 was passed. This will make payment as well as receipt of taxes transparent, efficient and user-friendly. The August House also passed the Arunachal Pradesh Civil Courts Amendment Bill 2022 to help reduce burden on regular courts. Today is the 96th birth anniversary of Assam's legendary bard, Dr. Bhupen Hazarika. Renowned music artist Dr. Bhupen Hazarika, also popularly known as Huda Kontha, was born on 8th September 1926 in Tinsukia district of Assam. He was also known as the bard of Brahmaputra for his evergreen songs and immortal tunes. Bharat Ratna Bhupen Hazarika was a man of skill who performed in a variety of capacities in life, including playback vocalist, director, poet, composer, journalist, among others. Remembering the Huda Kontha, several programs were held today throughout the state. On the occasion of his birth anniversary, Assam Chief Minister Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma also paid him tributes at his Samadhi Ketra in Jalupari, Guwahati. In Arunachal Pradesh, search and rescue operation for mountaineer Tapi Mra and Niku Dao started from Sepa today afternoon through 2 cheetah helicopters. One mountaineer who accompanied Tapi Mra on the same expedition in 2021 was on board to help the army identify the camp sites. However, due to extremely poor visibility due to thick cloud cover and rain beyond Saria village, Choppers could not proceed further. Next attempt will be made tomorrow morning again. It may be mentioned that Mra, also the Secretary General of Mountaineering Association of Arunachal Pradesh, had climbed the world's highest peak on May 21, 2009. Mra and Dao are missing since 17th August. This was Mra's 4th attempt to scale Kyarisatam, the highest mountain peak in East Kameng. And to end the news, the main points once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to inaugurate Kartavya paths in New Delhi to also unveil statue of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. Conference on implementation of National Education Policy 2020 held in Assam. Governor, Chief Minister and VCs of many universities present. Meghalaya residents save Tea and Security Act to be implemented in 7 localities of East Khasi Hills. In Arunachal, 10th session of 7th Assembly concludes today. Important resolutions and bills passed by the August House. And Assam Chief Minister joins the nation to pay tribute to Huda Kantha Dr. Bhupen Hazarika on his 96th birth anniversary. And that brings us to the end of this evening's bulletin. Thank you for tuning in. Namaskar.